Welcome to Sofie Blakstad at Hiveonline.
Thank you.
We are so proud in Urban ICT Arena to have you guys here. You had the grand prize in the Ericsson Garage Challenge 2017. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us a bit about Hiveonline and yourself.
Okay, well, the two things are very much connected. I've spent most of my career building international banks, and so have my team. And Hiveonline was born out of our belief that financial services could be done better, and our knowledge of how financial services work, but also the emerging technologies that enable us to create a business which is not a bank, but still supports individuals and businesses, particularly small businesses, with financial services. So Hiveonline is two things. We're an administration platform and a reputation platform, initially aimed at small businesses, where we support them with managing their financial administration through integrating banks, accountancy, and other financial services such as payments. At the core, we have contracts which our customers use to support their customers, and we measure their contracts, the assets that they exchange with their customers, and through this we create blockchain-based reputations.
That's so exciting. So you could say in a way that you are disrupting the finance sector and the banks.
That's right, yes. So although initially our platform is integrated with banks, because our customers in developed economies particularly have bank accounts, our customers don't need bank accounts to use our services and to use our transactions, because we're based on cryptocurrency, which runs outside of the traditional financial sector. So yes, eventually customers here could definitely use us without bank accounts. More importantly, in developing economies, customers can use us without having access to financial services or indeed formal identity. When we consider that 2 billion people today don't have access to financial services, 1.5 billion people don't have any sort of formal identity, we give them the ability to, first of all, have access to financial services through our platform, and secondly, to build a reputation without the need for formal identity.
I'm so glad that you are here with us. It's so inspiring. So, you're making it possible for people to do business peer-to-peer.
Correct.
Okay, so if you're disrupting the bank and finance sector, how about municipalities and states? Would that also be unnecessary?
Well, first and foremost, we're about communities, and we don't see municipalities and states going away ever, but we do see the nature of municipalities and states changing. It's already happening. We already have the ability to transact and do business and interact, not just within our geographical communities, but globally within our communities. The technology is there. We have the ability to transact over the internet, but the regulations and the states are still catching up with that. And today we see this two-stage paradigm where we have a global marketplace, and yet we're working within paradigms which are bordered by regulations which are associated with state boundaries. We believe that's going to change. We believe as regulators start to work more with these technologies, they will recognize the opportunity to work across boundaries. We're already seeing it starting to happen, and we believe that more block-based and then eventually global regulations will emerge as a result of that.
It's so cool. Okay, so having come here and won this challenge, how do you think that you could make use of Urban ICT Arena and this environment? Well,
for us, this is a fantastic opportunity because as a platform, we're all about partnerships. You know, at our core, we've got some really cool technology, but without the partnerships, it's nothing. And we see this particularly as an opportunity to partner with some of the more leading edge technologies that are happening in particularly in the IoT space, but also with urban sensing and building data from activities. So for example, you mentioned that you have organizations that are looking at ways of proving the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and that is very core to what we're doing and the measurement that we're doing, particularly in the green bond space. So for that is a fantastic opportunity to access those sorts of technologies and those sorts of partnerships.
So what would you like to contribute with in this test bed?
Well, we can contribute a marketplace technology. That's fundamentally what we are. We're about building, as you said, peer-to-peer transactions and peer-to-peer marketplaces. And we feel that we can help particularly organizations that want to build circular economy platforms and that want to build more global community applications. We can provide the technology that underpins those transactions, that enables them to build those transactions globally, and more importantly, enables them to build a reputation that's based on facts, that's based on the interactions they have with their customers, and that they can use across boundaries.
I have another question. I have been playing Pokemon Go now for over a year.
Okay.
And I did it quite alone. People in my age, I thought. I haven't met so many that are playing Pokemon Go. But this summer, Niantic did something exceptionally good. They forced us to gather locally in order to beat the bosses.
Right.
And now, in my local community, we are 150 people.
Wow.
Meeting, connected in social networks. It's from 5 years to 70 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we gather through the application, and then we meet for real. And when we have beaten the boss and everyone's happy, we tend to split up again and say bye-bye, see you soon. And what has happened when we mix this digital connection with in real life connection is that trust has happened.
Yes.
So we are a true community. Do you have any idea how society could support these kind of communities and add on value from their side to it?
Absolutely. Communities are all about trust, as you said, and traditionally that's been local communities, but now it's global communities, as I mentioned. Now, trust has got kind of skewed recently by the platform information revolution, which means that we can't necessarily trust the information. We create communities which are based on being like-minded, and that's fantastic. But we're never sure whether we can trust that information. And we believe that what we're doing at Hiveonline is building the next generation of that trust, where we can build like-minded communities, and that information that they're gathering to build that trust is based on facts, not on opinions. So yes, I mean, technology and local communities both have a part to play in building these communities. I mean, it's fantastic. When I was growing up, in the 70s, it was a long time ago, we only had local communities. If you wanted to follow sport, you had to buy a magazine. Now I'm the member of so many communities, the cycling community, the opera community, things that I couldn't possibly do back then in such an interactive way. And that's fantastic. But there's also the local element. And the fact that we can use both is exemplified by the Pokemon Go thing. It's about your local community and it's about the global community.
Yeah,
and
because
that's fantastic.
in the long run, I see the possibility that maybe I can help, because by some chance a mother and father of one of my friends in the community lives nearby me, so I help them out a bit.
Yep.
So it feels like the digitalization is helping us back to the old way of living, the real local society where you knew each other and helped each other out.
Yeah, we believe we're moving in that direction. I mean, a colleague of mine recently said, I think, something that's very pertinent to the new global economy, which is that small is the new big. We are global in our nature, we are about global communities, but it enables us to have richer community interactions locally as well. And I certainly don't subscribe to this idea that we're all becoming more anonymous. I think we are becoming less anonymous because we know more about each other, and more relevant and great things that we find out about each other. I mean, for example, I'm Twitter friends, I don't know if that's the right word, with my neighbour who lives across the fence from me. Now, I hardly ever see him. He's got his life, I've got mine, but we communicate on Twitter, and we probably know a lot more about each other than if he'd been my neighbour in the 70s, and it's great. We have a lot in common. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's exactly my experience too. It's so great to have you here. And
thank you.
And it's so inspiring. So welcome again.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.